Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're jumping into this lovely vehicle and we're going to chuck a floor in it. So this is hopefully what it's going to look like but on a larger scale. And we're going to go from behind the front seats to under the bed and make it look spectacular. So a bit of pine that's going to go down first to make up the difference between the edge of the van and the middle of it. And then this piece on top all clips together, just a nice piece of floating timber floor you can pick up from any hardware store. And we'll have a van floor, a floor for the van. So let's get into it. Here we are, in the back of the Kombi, all cleaned out. And what we need to do is, you can see that seam that runs in there, along the back, and then up under here. We'll go around these, and then same on the front here, come to here, come in here. And so I make that piece first, and then I can put some flooring over the top. So otherwise it'd be all wonky. So first up, bit of cardboard, bit of sticky tape and scissors, and much fighting with the light because it's, I don't know, it's really hard to light this floor up. We've done. So chopping and cutting, and we're all good. So it worked out pretty well. I ended up changing this board because they all ended up having like little small dot at the end. I was like, oh, I'll break it up. I don't know if it makes much difference, but I don't know, it looks alright. And so I use that chalk and that one to sit behind the back. So when the door card comes down, there's room for it to sit, rather than like jamming it all up there and going, ah shit, and then have to cut it later. So my next plan is to pull this layout out, lay it on the ground, and make sure I know how it goes back together. And then clean the pine, and then use some liquid nails and start laying the boards and gluing them down to the pine. So what that'll do is having the 3 pieces of wood that I have will join it all together, plus the top piece, which will, I think, make it nice and stable. We'll find out. And then once that goes off, hopefully I can get it out of the van, and then I can seal up the floor. I've got a few like rubber bungs and stuff to put in the floor, and then we can put it back in and then start on the rear bit. So now, time to pull this out and see if I can put it back together. This is what I'm using. It's just ultra nails. They're normally called liquid nails, but same shit. So liquid nails or thereabouts, something that's just going to stick it down. So that's what I'm going to use. I'll put it squiggle along the thing, place the first board, a little bit up there, and then so on and so forth. Hopefully this works. I think this is the way to do it, so let's find out. And there we go, just chuck some heavy junk on there just to weigh down that front edge, because the front edge I feel like is the one you want to stick as much as possible. Like the other ones should stick, I stood on them, I just seen, wiggled my butt. I just really want this seam to be as smooshed as possible so that when it's all tightened down, it won't move, won't lift, and this is the piece you're going to be using the most. Chocks in both sides, one at the back. That one is a pain in the ass. Had to keep moving it to get it. It kept popping out as soon as I tried to push this way. But hey, it's not a big job, so putting it back in a few times wasn't too bad. And that one stayed where it wanted to.
And that's going to do, everybody. So it started raining, and so I had to get the van in. I ended up chucking it on this side of the shed. So I haven't got a photo of it all nice and glued up and finished. Kombi is starting to come along. I do have a little aluminium strip that I'm going to chuck on that front edge just to protect it from like kicking and stuff on the way in and doesn't chip the board. But with those heavy things on the front edge,
and me standing on the back edge as I was putting them in. It should keep it all nice and tight to the plywood that I put in. And yeah, I'm really happy. Next episode, we're going to get into the rest of the interior. There's a few bits and pieces I haven't shown anybody. You might have seen little bits and pieces on the edges of the last couple of episodes, but it's all going to come together and look splendid. So yeah, please tune in. I'm gonna do a video every 2 weeks, so hopefully it'll come out Thursday or Friday. So please tune in, like, subscribe, hit the notifications, tell me what I'm doing right, tell me what I'm doing wrong, just say hello. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. Cheers.